figure you out. Now I see you're blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the time. I can't find the point where our two paths align. But you're the night sky. I'm trying to see your stars, but I always fear the dark. Now I see violet. I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the time how close it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I wanna say goodbye.
slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding.
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Yeah.
And he's going to prospect all day today. He did an open house on Sunday and grabbed 2 buyers that we've already had consultations with. So, and they're going out this weekend, right? Yep. He's trying to figure out how to get them all in.
Okay, ready to go.
Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. How's everybody today? You guys ready to prospect? Yeah? I am. I'm going to be prospecting with you guys all day today. So I'm going to, hi everybody out there on the Nest. I hope you guys are ready for a full day of prospecting. By the way, if you have to leave and come back or just leave at a certain point, it's okay. Prospecting for an hour is better than not prospecting at all, okay? So the reason I decided to do this class mid-year, this full day of prospecting, is because we're coming to a point in the year where we all want to slow down, right? We're tired. We've been working our butts off since the beginning of COVID, right? We haven't had a break like everybody else. So when they say we need a break, we need a vacation, everybody's saying that now, we really need a vacation. So I want you to be careful this time of year not to let 1 week of vacation turn into a whole month of lost business. Because what happens is, and I know I do this too, I'm guilty of this also, is we will lead up to vacation, we'll be afraid to get business going the week before vacation because if, and gosh forbid, don't tell anybody you're going, only on an as-needed basis as you're going, okay? Because they will all of a sudden need something. So that happens. And then it always happens that we get contracts and things start coming in as soon as we're getting ready to go away. So we tend to back off and not do what we're supposed to. So we're not working for a week before, we don't work the week we're gone, we get back and it takes us another week to get back into it, and before you know it, you've lost a whole month or so of your business. And right now, we're at the midway point in the year, and we really, instead of slowing down, we need to speed up so that we finish our great years even stronger. So what I want you to do is not slow down right now, get back in it and push, because the business that you get right now is going to be the business that happens 90 days from now. So if you stop now, your fall is going to be crappy. And if you have a crappy fall, you're not going to go strong into the new year. So I wanted to do this class today to get you guys really pushing hard, because technically we don't have 120 days left working this year. We have a couple weeks off in December where other people are taking off. We have Thanksgiving, we have a week or so there where people are taking off. And now Halloween is a thing. People take off for Halloween now. So all the days, the working days that you think you have between now and the end of the year, you don't have them. If you take out a calendar and you mark off all the days that you're going to be working, and then all the days that people, no matter whether you want to work or not, the other people, they're not working. So it's going to be hard to get a hold of them. They're not going to want to transact business with you on those days. So you really have less time than you think. So this is the time of year that you guys need to ramp up and you need to push really hard. So that's what we're going to do today. I actually would love to do this once a month with my team. I know some teams out there have what they call Hell Week, where it's kind of funny, where the agents come in on the team and for a week solid, Monday through Friday, they prospect all day long. And some of them have prize trips and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Well, we can't really do that. But what we can do today is we can give you guys some prizes throughout the day for prospecting. So here's how today is going to work. So at 10 o'clock, I'm going to come back on for about 15 minutes. At 12 o'clock, I'm going to come back on for about 15 minutes. 1 o'clock, I'm going to come back on. 2 o'clock, I'm going to come back on. And then at 3 o'clock, we are going to look at our totals for the day, what we've done. When I come back on, I'm going to be giving away some prizes through the day. We're going to give away some swag. We got some T-shirts. We got some hats, all complimentary of Cardinal Title. We're going to have some drawings for everybody who participates today. So do me a favor. Every hour, I want you guys to go on to tinyurl.com/Samson WSP for World Series of Prospecting. tinyurl.com/Samson WSP. That's going to take you to a form where you can enter your numbers. How many calls you've made, if you've made any appointments, you've got any leads, that kind of stuff, okay? And I want you to go in there and I want you to log in every hour and give us your numbers, okay? So whoever logs in that hour, gives their numbers, we're going to have a drawing for some prizes. Then at the end of the day, this is really, really cool. At the end of the day, we have 4 categories where we have prizes. And let me tell you about our prizes. So first place for most contacts made and conversations had is 150 Samson marketing points, okay? It's 150 bucks, that's great. Second place is $50 NVA sign card, okay? Then the next category is most leads and referrals obtained. First place, you get a Samson self-promotion marketing package valued at 150 bucks. And this tells you what's included in that marketing package. At 3 o'clock, I'm going to have the concierge service guys come over here and talk to you about what's in these packages. And then second place is a transaction coordination package worth $150. And then category 2 is most buyer appointments set. First place is a transaction coordination package. Second place is another $50 NVA signs coupon. And then lastly, category 1, the one that really counts these days, most listing appointments set. First place is going to get a staircase photo video package. That'll have to be a Virginia agent because they only do photos in Virginia. And then second place is a Samson Silver listing package, marketing package. So we have some great prizes today. If you guys score in all the categories, you can get multiple packages. I am going to be participating today with prospecting, but I'm not going to be competing for the prizes. However, I do have a team member here who I'm counting on to get our team some prizes. So no pressure, Michael. All right. So that's kind of how it's going to work. When we come back on, we're going to announce the winner. And then if you guys have questions on your prospecting, please let me know. I'm going to be on Zoom all day in my office. So log into the Zoom link that's on the Nest. Or is it on the Nest, Andrea, or is it? What's the correct Zoom link? Okay. Maybe add it to the bottom of the slide here and repost it.
She emails it to me, I can add it to the announcement.
Okay, yeah, just email it to Ethan and he'll add it to the announcement. Okay, great. So, what to do with your prospecting? Who to call, right? That's the question. You guys are going to do really good for the first couple hours, and then you're going to say, who do I call? I don't have anybody left. All right, so first of all, if you got this, you got a database. Get in your phone, call everybody you know. If you are a brand new agent, I want you to call all the people you know in your sphere. Let them know about your new career, that you work for a great company, you have a whole team behind you, and you do. You guys are not single agents anymore. You have all the Sampson support behind you, all right? You have a marketer, you have a social media director, you have all these people, you have transaction coordinators, all these people on your team. You have great loan officers, right, with First Heritage Mortgage on your team. So you guys have a team. By the way, in your offices today, some of the offices will have a First Heritage loan officer, and the First Heritage loan officers are going to provide lunch for those who are there at lunchtime prospecting. So if you come in late, go ahead and let them know that you're here. I'm going to introduce our First Heritage loan officer that's here with us today. So if you guys don't have anybody in your office, call Ken if you have any mortgage questions. So Ken, let me introduce Ken. A lot of you guys know Ken Byrne with First Heritage. Ken is a wonderful loan officer. He has been doing this forever, and I'm sorry? You're staying off camera? Come on over. You do need the microphone. I am going to ask you some questions. So Ken, if people are calling I'm going to give you guys some scripts to use today. So if you're calling your people and you're telling them about the interest rates and the market, what kind of stuff would you, as a loan officer, tell them about refi and stuff like that if they ask them about refinancing, about the rates, what's going on with the market, what do we think is going to happen with the rates, how would you answer that question for the agents today?
If I was an agent making this phone call, I wouldn't be talking at all about interest rates.
And they are asked, their clients ask them about it. What would you tell them? Because they always ask.
Yeah, I would say you need to call the loan officer, because you guys are you don't want to start talking about interest rates to people. You don't know anything about their credit and qualifications. Mm-hmm. I guess you can ask them what the value of their house is and what do they owe and what their rate is. And 30-year fixed rates are down around 3%.
Okay.
So if you have that in the back of your head, like, well, if they tell you the rate's 4.25%, it's like, hey, you might want to talk to somebody about refinancing because rates are close to or near 3%. But I wouldn't be given exact rates until you actually know anything about the person.
So just
but
ask
you really
them
want
if
them to
they've
be
refied yet, and if they haven't, maybe tell them it's a good idea to talk to their loan officer about it.
Well, and part of your phone call is not just necessarily to make them sell their house or go buy another house. It's to say, hey, I'm touching base with you. I want to give you an update on the market. If you haven't thought about refinancing, now's a great time. If you got kids going to school and you've got equity in your house, why don't you think about taking some money out of it? You kind of have to be their advocate in some of these phone calls just to give them ideas. And they may say, hey, my realtor's actually doesn't really want me to, he's not trying to get me to sell a house. He's actually helping out. But, hey, if you're selling your house, you might want to call this guy. He seems to really seem to care.
And people who don't think that they have equity in their homes, that because they bought 2 or 3 years ago, they have equity in their homes right now, most likely. So they can actually use that equity and either buy an investment property or they can sell that one and buy a new one. They can move up a lot quicker than they thought because of the surge in prices. And getting them to the loan officer to figure that out those are great calls to make. So you should be asking your past clients. So I would start. So first of all, today, start with all of your leads and anybody you need to follow up with. Anybody who's come to your open houses, all those KV Core leads that you haven't called back, start with those. Start with anybody that is on your list that you need to follow up with, okay? It's time to get rid of that pile of old leads and see if there's really anything in there good. That's where most of your business is going to come from, immediate business, if you're looking for immediate business. Next, I would call all my past clients, my sphere, my family. I would talk to them about what's going on with the real estate market, check in with them, see if they have any great vacation plans, do a little chit chat. See if there's anything you can add of value to them by asking use your Ford scripts. Remember the scripts, you guys. There's scripts on the Nest. If you go to the Facebook page for the Samson World Series of Prospecting, ask to join the group if you haven't. The scripts are all right in there. So I would get my scripts. I would use the Ford script to reconnect with people. It's the easiest, talk about family, friends, work.
That if you're going to be if you're going to be calling people who either don't have a house or have a house, I would organize them. Say, okay, well, I know all of these people have kids who are 16 years old or close to that. Those people who you want to talk to about college money taken out of their house. Then if you've got people who have babies when you did their loan or you did their house and now they're older, well, now you got to talk to them about moving up. You have to separate. I wouldn't just go down a list because you'll have a different spiel for 10 people in a row. I would put all my spiels into one, try and put them in and then you get then by the third or fourth one, you're actually better at it for each individual person. Down. But if you're going to do one resale, one listing, one buy, one refi, one just touch base, by the time you get down to that, you haven't built yourself any kind of rhythm. So you kind of need to build yourself a rhythm with every single one. And I know it's going to be hard to do because you don't remember every single one of them. But that's kind of what I would do. I would, after you go down all of your current customers, I would just kind of cherry pick each one later on.
And your spiel will get better as you go through life. You do it the way Ken said. That's a good tip, Ken. Thank you. I knew we had you here for a good reason today.
I'm done. I'm going home. I'm on Zoom all day.
He is practicing. He's going to be practicing today, too.
Oh,
Not practicing. He's going to be calling people. Ken is the best prospector I know. Oh, you are. Trust me, Ken. I know. That's how you get the business you get. You prospect. So anyway, if you guys have any mortgage questions, the people who are here in Chantilly, Ken's going to be here throughout the day, and other offices, take advantage of your loan officers. If you have any questions for them during the day, they're here to help you today. So call your past clients, your family, your friends, touch base with them. I mean, how cool would it be as a company if we got through our past client list today? That would be so cool. We're going to get so much business from that. Now, don't forget to ask the question at the end of the conversation, who do you know that I should be helping to buy or sell a house right now? Not do you know, who do you know? It's going to get them to stop and think, find somebody for you, or think about it, and next time you talk to them, they're going to say, hey, I've been thinking about it, okay? So make sure you add that to the end of your call, unless it's a bad call. If it's a sad call, don't add that. And then next, I would say, and your open house leads, okay, make sure you call all of those. And then I would call around just listed, just sold properties. I would get my list of buyers that I'm working with, right? And call into those neighborhoods where they're looking. Find a house for them to buy. One, you're not going to have to be competing if you do that. It works like a charm. I've done that a couple times this year, and it works. So don't boo-hoo that, or boo-hoo that, I guess is the right word.
This is where you actually manage your database and you send out stuff to customers every month. When you sit down for something like this and make a phone call, you're not just some dude or lady that just, hey, I haven't heard from them in 7 months, now they're calling me up. Whereas if you send them every month, now you're just, and if your last one went out and said, hey, I'll be reaching out next month. So this is why it's more important to reach your customers every month, because right now, if you haven't done that, you're just coming in cold. But if you warmed them up for the past 3 months, knowing that you have this class, they're expecting your phone call.
So, and don't forget your people that you're talking to, your current clients, by the way, call them. Ask them, like, if they know somebody. Like, I called last week. I called one of my listings that's getting ready to go on the market because I have somebody that wants a pool. And I said, do you know anybody I knew this neighborhood was one they would want, but my guys wouldn't want this house because it didn't have a pool. I said, who in your neighborhood do you know that has a pool that wants to sell because I have a buyer? And she says, my next door neighbor. And I'm like, gosh, I'm glad I made that call, right? So call your past people and see if they know somebody for all these buyers that you guys are working with, okay? Or call your sphere. They want to help you. They're your friends. They're your allies. They'll help you if you ask them for it. And then, of course, expireds, FSBOs. If you guys need phone numbers, you can go on Remind. Remind has some phone numbers. You could Google free phone numbers on Google and see if you can, if you don't want to pay for a service. We pay for TruthFinder. That's how we find our numbers, but there are other sources. If you want to do expireds today and you don't have the phone numbers, by the way, if you want to go door knock somebody today, that's okay too. Go door knock and come back, okay? If you can't find a phone number, so that's all right. But if you want to pull up the expireds, I would say pull expireds that expired 3 to 6 months ago. Check the history, make sure they're not relisted. A lot of expireds want to take a break, okay? So they aren't getting hounded all day long like the new expireds are. So go into that, go to Remind, look up their phone, look up their listing in Remind, go down on all the way to the bottom, and sometimes there's contact info, and that's free for all of us. But if you want to do a paid service, I like TruthFinder. I think it's like 27 bucks a month. So I'm excited for you guys to go prospect and make lots of money today. Get some appointments. I want to see what we can do as a company. I think we have, I don't know, about 80 of you guys out there doing this today. So I'm excited to see what you can do. I'm going to be hanging around Chantilly all day. So if you need to talk to me, if you need any help, come see me. Did anybody have a question? I think so.
So to your point about neighborhoods and when you're in this dialogue, what I'm finding that works is now that COVID is easing up somewhat, I mean, everybody's still being very careful, but neighbors are talking to one another now. So not only say, who do you know, family or friend, but put in the neighbor there. You know, who do you know? Tell me about your neighbors, you know, because now people are talking and they're like, oh, I'm thinking about moving. You know, that type of
you
thing.
guys.
They all moved into these new houses and fallen into a hole in February and haven't seen each other. If you're the realtor who's been talking to the person who you sold the house to, and they start talking to their neighbors, and that person, and you call that person today, and that person's going to say, hey, you know why I talked to the other person? My realtor didn't call me. So that's kind of why you have to do it, because especially on new home, realtors go radio silent after they sell the house.
And if you guys don't know this stat, this is a real stat by people that are really smart that are doing these surveys. 1 in 10 Americans is going to move this year over the next 12 months. That's huge. That's a lot of business. So get out there and find the people who want to move. And you find the people who want to move, most of the time you're going to find the people that you can get a listing from. None of us. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to stop talking so you guys can get to work. So I'll see you back at, what time is it? 9:30? I'll see you back at 10 o'clock, and we're going to give away some swag. All right, good, good, great. What kind of calls were you making? Just curious. Like who were you calling? Database, mostly old open house? All open houses. Okay, all right, great. And Michael, you were calling Sphere, right?
Yeah, I made one call, that was it.
Okay. I know. Michael can talk a lot to people. They love him because of that. I don't know. Anyway, he's got the gift of gab. How about you, Missy? Who were you calling?
I did a mix. I did some girlfriends that I golf with. I did 3 of my past clients, and then I did some Marshall, people that I see with their businesses.
Okay.
Called them.
So a lot of Sphere.
Yes.
Okay,
then
and
I
some past
sent
client.
texts as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, I don't care if you call, you text, you email, just try to get a hold of people today. One great way to get a hold of people is to pretend like you're updating your database. Send them a text and say, I'm just updating my database, making sure this is still the correct number for you. They text you back and say, yes, this is. Call them and thank them. And then you get them on the phone because you know they're available, right? They just texted you. Okay? I got that tip from somebody in Alexandria once. I thought that was great. All right, so let me go to the Nest and let's see, or to Zoom, and let's check in with a couple people. Almas, how did you do? Any luck?
I talked about 12 people.
About 12? Okay.
Yeah, I only 4. The rest, I think, and the left a message.
Okay.
I didn't get any luck, appointment or so, but I did message.
Okay.
And
Okay, so 4 people. You know what, guys? We're gone 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, and you talked to 4 people. Those are 4 people she hadn't talked to before. So this goes to show you it doesn't matter what time you guys call. Everybody gets so caught up in when should I call, right? What's the perfect time to call? There isn't a perfect time. The perfect time is when you call. So don't ever worry that it's 9 in the morning, it's 2 in the afternoon, it's 5 o'clock, it's dinner time. Don't worry, just call. If they're not available, they won't pick up. And if they do pick up, ask if it's a good time. Okay, great. Let's see, who else wants to share what they did? Anybody on Zoom want to share? Okay, so Lisa's calling pre-foreclosures and distressed. Okay. How you talked to one person and how did it go? Tell us about it.
It was pretty good. We went through the whole story about why the company is going into auction. Because his wife died last year.
Okay.
And then he had to go because his son woke up and asked me to call him back in 3 months.
Okay, great, great. That's a sensitive call, right? Certainly there's probably a million ways you can add value to that guy. So good job, Lisa. Those aren't easy calls to make. All right, anybody else have any experiences with their calls this morning? Is that Miss Audrey I see? In Alexandria? Almas, can you unmute yourself? Good morning. We have Audrey, the manager of Alexandria there. So how are you doing? Are you going to call today, Audrey? No. Okay. You making sure everybody's doing it? Okay. No. Hi, Whit. Nice to meet you. So we have a loan officer over in Alexandria. All right, cool. So nice to meet you. How long have you been with First Heritage?
I've been with First Heritage 4 months, but in the mortgage industry since I was in the womb. I come from a family of mortgage lenders. So
Okay.
5+ years, so been in it for quite some time.
All right, cool. So are you prospecting today?
I actually am just ready to pull up your information and here to answer questions for the agents about it.
Okay, cool. You guys take advantage of your loan officers in your offices. They're there to talk to you about mortgage questions that come up today in your calls, and they are a great resource for us. Every First Heritage loan officer is a very experienced loan officer, so we're very lucky to be affiliated with them. Thanks. Nice to meet you. All right. So I'm glad you guys are getting started. I'm glad you're in there making the calls. It's going to be a fun day because we're going to keep each other going, right? This is not easy stuff to do. So let's give away some swag. All right. So Andrea, did you guys send your numbers in? Okay, everybody. All right, let's do this. Let me show you. I want to show you what Samson has. It's kind of cool. We're not going to give away all of this, but I'm going to show you what we have. All right, so Samson has hats, right? Great hats. I love, who doesn't love a good hat? Actually, Ethan, you should put this on, not me.
My hair's too long for hats.
Not mine. We have polos. These are, you know, I think the industry has gone away from a lot of suits and ties and stuff. So if you guys want to get out there in the summer and show houses, why not just grab a polo, right? Polos are great. We have T-shirts. Oh, I do that. T-shirts. I love the purple. Laura would like the purple, right? Hey, Laura, if you're prospecting. And then black T-shirts. So we are going to give away, and you guys are going to be able to choose from a T-shirt or a hat. So Andrea, give us a name of somebody that sent in their prospecting numbers, and let's just pick somebody.
Okay. Let me see. Can you pick a number 1 through 10?
All right, let's go with 3.
Okay, that would be Denise Thrash. I'm not sure where she's watching from.
All right, Denise Thrash is the winner. Denise, go ahead and let us know whether you'd like I guess you're going to contact Brooke, right? She's the best person to contact. She said to contact her. Let her know if you want a hat or a T-shirt, okay? And Brooke is in marketing, right? If you go to the Nest, you can find Brooke's contact info. Brooke Johnson? Okay. All right, cool. All right, so I want us to go ahead and get back to our prospecting. Anybody have any questions before we go back and start doing this again? Now, so we are actually, this is going to be a long session now because the First Heritage loan officers, if you're live in your offices and you have a First Heritage loan officer, they're going to be providing lunch for you. So I want you guys to take a break, actually take a break and have lunch, okay? And then get back to it. We have Mark Cabrera, who's going to be live on the Nest at 11 o'clock, Ethan? Yes. And do we know what Mark is talking about today?
Habits and discipline.
Oh, good subject, right? Habits and discipline. So if you want to take a break, have your lunch, watch Mark. That would be a great way to spend your lunch today. Or if you know somebody you can go have lunch with, go ahead and go have lunch with somebody. And then we're going to come back at 1 o'clock, okay? By 1 o'clock, you guys you should be in your rhythm for prospecting today. You should be full. Don't eat too heavy a lunch because maybe you'll want to go sleep instead. But we're going to come back at 1 o'clock, and we're going to talk about our progress so far at that point. And it's exciting. You guys are doing great. Keep going. And I'll see you back at 1 o'clock.